Hey everybody, welcome to another live laser distractions. First, if somebody would give me a sound check, I'm using this newfangled wireless mic again. I think I've got it charged up right. I found out that if you try to charge it up with the same thing like I charge my phone, it doesn't work. It doesn't like it for some reason. But if I just connect the cord to the computer, a USB on the computer, then it seems to work. So I don't know. Okay, it looks like Dave's saying sounds good. Thank you, Dave, for the sound check. Appreciate that. Um, got a lot to show you and talk about tonight. Um, I'm going to be sharing some links and stuff with you too. How many? I know we don't have many folks out there right now, at least ones that are commenting. I can't really tell how many's out there because the counter doesn't work like it does on a normal stream. A channel member only stream, I guess, is different. And StreamYard did it's still showing zero. But how many of the ones that are out there? How many of y'all have a laser? Uh, or how many of you are thinking about getting a laser? Maybe that's a better question. Because I don't know who's got a laser and who doesn't. I know uh, Sean has one, Klondike, he's got one, and I know Ryan has a little K40 and stuff, and I know Alan's got some kind of a fiber. I don't even know for sure what kind he's got. But anyway, let me know in the chat. Um, but I'm going to be sharing some links and stuff. So even if you don't have a laser, but you think you might get one later on, you may want to, bookmark these links or something like that. Dave says you have me close to getting one. Awesome. I tell you what, Dave, I am having a freaking blast with this Omtech laser. It's a great machine. I love it. I don't know what else to say. It's I have so much fun out here doing different stuff than what I've had to do in the past. Uh, okay, well, let me first get y'all up to speed. And again, if my mic drops out or something, somebody just quickly put it in the chat. Where it looks like we're running. When I was running the intro, it looks like the difference between StreamYard and YouTube was only about a 7-second delay, but it might be a little bit more than that. But anyway, let me get you up to speed. Some of y'all may have seen this. Seen this where I posted this on Facebook in a couple of groups. I have really got kind of addicted to doing these type of projects. One is because they just turn out fantastic. I mean, the way the paint and all comes out, they just come out great. And they're really not that hard to do. Otherwise, old Dave probably couldn't do them. But this is like the fourth one I've done. Popeye. Then I did the Grinch. And then I did olive oil. And I even did a video last week because I had a lot of people asking me how am I doing that. So I did a video showing the olive oil thing, and then I did this one. This is my most recent and probably the best one I think so far. But anyway, so I'll show you that. And because I have really taken a liking to doing all this painting stuff, which normally I wouldn't do, I actually came out here yesterday and made myself something with the laser that's actually something useful. And that's this little thing right here. It is a paint rack. I'll show this picture and you can see a little better. This is just the little craft paints, the 2-ounce bottles. And I made this thing because I was getting where when I start doing these and you need a certain color and you go get it, and then you start getting a big pile of these things. So I can hold about 34 of these 2-ounce bottles, and then these larger 8-ounce. I've got enough for 5 of those, and then for the backer boards, and then I use a lot of white too, so I have big rattle cans of those. So now I can just pick that whole thing up and take it someplace and not have to make 16 trips going back and forth getting different colors. So that's a pretty handy deal. Another thing I wanted to talk about and let y'all know. Let's see. Looks like we've got a few more folks in here. Ryan's in the house. How you doing, Ryan? Alan's here. How you doing, Alan? I ran something today. Just a little old hold down thing. And I'm going to tell you what, this simple little thing is a life changer. Because I have been using magnets to hold down, bowed sheets, warp sheets. And I got a file. I think Sean sent me a file, but it had kind of like a T thing. Those kept breaking and don't work great. But these just kind of work. You notice how it's got a little bit of a curve right there. That works kind of like a little bench dog. And you don't put it, on the material like this. You stick it where it's just out there on the edge, and all you do is just put a little bit of pressure, and that flexes a little bit, and it'll hold that sheet flat, firm to the honeycomb, and just works fantastic. So I wanted to, I'm going to copy this link. That, like I said, I got a bunch of links to share with y'all if you want them. But this one is from that website called boxes.py or pi or whatever, however you say it. You've heard me talk about that before. Has a lot of cool stuff. And I just saw this and it said laser hold fast is what they call it. And like I said, really simple design, but out of all the different things I've tried, this has been the best so far. And I just ran, I don't know if you can't really see it, but right over there, I've got probably a dozen or more of these that I ran. So I put the link in the chat. You should be able to click on that if you want to go get that file or whatever. And that was from, boxes.py. Another thing I was going to talk about is one of the, I came out here just a little while ago. You might can see it back there. I'll bring it over here where you can see it, but it's a sleigh. Sean mentioned that, I don't know how you say it, but it's www.ameede.com. Ameed, I guess is how you say it. And it has a lot of free laser files. And I have gotten several things, but I haven't really got out here to try much of it yet. But this little sleigh, I'm going to try to pick it up without it falling apart because it's stuck together, but it's not glued yet. So I'll have to hold it with both hands. It seems fairly solid as long as I don't squeeze it the wrong place. But it's this is a pretty neat little thing. Now, crap! I knew that was going to happen. I might as well set it back down. Anyway, I'll show you a picture of it on. I get to messing around with it, and the whole thing just. I got to glue it up. Anyway, let me. We'll go find that thing. It's called Wooden Sleigh, and it's like I said, it's from that. that website that Sean talked about the other day. So I'll paste that in the chat, and I'll put this right here in my browser and see if I can bring this up and show you. Well, did that do it? Yeah, I guess it's searching for it. Now, what I'm finding with, let's see if I got this. I guess I haven't screen shared. This is a good picture of. This is what it looks like. Now, some of these files are made with, in fact, this one. No, I take that back. I'm trying to, some of them kind of say what they're made out of, and some of them don't, I don't think. But anyway, you know, when you get it and start measuring these slots, you can pretty much figure it out. Because when you measure the short side of that slot, it's like 3 millimeters. Well, I don't have any 3 millimeters. The closest I had was that 5/32 pure bond plywood that I got from Home Depot, and it mics out at about 0.142. So I had to do some adjusting, but as you can see, I did get it. I just haven't had a chance to glue it. I thought maybe I could pick it up and hold it without it coming apart, but I should have known better than that. But anyway, that's a pretty cool little thing. What I'm going to be cutting tonight is I'm going to be cutting a Christmas tree that's from that same website, and I'll get it up here and show you too, because I had to do quite a bit of and I'm gonna put the link here in the chat too in case anybody wants this one, and I'll tell you kind of some of the things I had well, some things I didn't have to change, but I wanted to change. I think it'll find it here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is the Christmas tree, and well, everything's starting to work slow here. I'm trying to think. I don't think they say what size material this is either, but they were going to run it in 1/8, and I wanted to run it in the 1/4. I wanted something a little sturdy. It's 3 pieces. These two, you know how you got a slot in the top half of one and the bottom half of the other, so they kind of go together like that, and then it supposedly fits in this base. But one thing I didn't like about it, and you can't really tell it that much from the picture, but all of these stars, I don't know if that's supposed to be the Jewish star or what, but they're all 6-sided, and even the little bitty ones are all 6-sided. But they don't really look like stars. They all have a radius around all the corners, so they just didn't look right. So I replaced all of them with just a regular 5-sided star, and of course I did the big ones and all the little ones. And then the other thing I had to do was I had to adjust that slot, because since they're supposed to slide together, I had to adjust that to accommodate the they call it 1/4 inch material, but it's really like 0.2. It's not 1/4 inch. So, that's what I had to change. So managed to get all of that changed, and that's what I'm going to be running here in just a little bit. Hopefully, hopefully it will all work out. Let's see if there's anything else I need to. I guess I close that website out now. So there's the links. They're all in the chat of the 3 things I've been talking about. These super handy, and then of course the sleigh, and if you can find some 3mm, 3mm material, the sleigh one should be ready to go. Now, what I did is, let me kind of talk about what I did on this one. What I decided to do. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm at the wrong one. Let me go back to the wooden sleigh. Now, you notice over here, let me make sure I'm looking at the same thing you are. Yep. Over here in the layers, I have just a number 14, and I have that turned off. If I turn that on, you notice that here comes the blue. What I did is I offset actually I didn't offset it. I drew a rectangle for what the 5/32 material needed to be, and then of course I had to go around and put one all over where these sleighs are, where these pieces go, and they needed to be wider this way but not longer. They needed to be the same rectangle. Had to rotate it a few places, got it all centered up, and then what I did is I took this inside one. Well, if I can hit it. Oh, it's because no, it's not letting me do it. But I took these inside ones and I changed them to another layer. So if I ever do get some 3mm material, I can come in here, highlight these bigger ones, throw them on another layer, then turn them off, and then take these smaller ones, bring them back into this first layer, this black layer, and then I'll be ready to run it out of that material. And I think, sometimes when you're doing this, you can't make it where it just universally fits all different thicknesses of material. Just some things just flat won't work. But for that little sleigh, the 5/32 or the 1/8 would work, and that's a good way to do it. Just to leave it where you got both things, and all you got to do is turn one off, turn the other one on to go back and run it. Let me get my tree back in here. Here's what I was talking about. You can see I replaced the stars with just 5-point star, and then I had to make this. And first, what I did before I did any of that is I went ahead and drew my this red box. That's the size of my material, 12 by 19. So what I did is before I started editing anything else, I scaled this tree up to get it as big as I could. And that then once I got it where it had my material, I changed that, changed the stars and all that. So, and I think what I'm going to do when I get ready to run this, I'm going to, this is the base, but I'm pretty sure that this is not quite going to fit. So I think what I'm going to do is cheat just a little bit. Let me get my glasses so I can see what I'm doing here. And I'm going to draw a new circle just shrink it down a little bit. Oh, I think I've got, yeah, I'm going to have to ungroup this for a second so I can delete that. So now I will delete that bigger one, and I'll just go with a little bit smaller base. I think that'll work. That way I won't have to get a whole nother blank out just to do that. So let me see if this looks like it's gonna do right. I see we have JR. Yeah, JR's joining us. Ryan says, my Christmas tree advent calendar would be a good laser project. Has holes for mini liquor bottles. Yeah, that would be a good one. Says, making friends and influencing people. Sent out the email today announcing our Christmas luncheon for my teams. Already got the first response objecting to Christmas instead of a holiday party. Oh, Lord. I don't even know what to say. Don't even know what to say about that. You don't want to get me started. His unemployment might just have a new customer tomorrow. Okay. That's right, America. All righty. Let's, looks like that's going. Let me get this, start getting this thing going. I don't think this is going to take too long. It says total time to do that one is 6 minutes, 9 seconds. So not too bad. Let me get this thing loaded up here. Okay. Try to keep the camera switched around where you can see what I'm doing. Not that it's that important. I think I'll use some of my, another thing I didn't mention, but when I was talking about these things, these things are so, the profile on them is so small that even when you put them on the corners and then you want to frame the thing, my focus height is at 10.3 millimeters. So that's taller than this. So I can still frame without worrying about hitting anything. These things work great, I'm telling you. So, I don't know. Oh, I see what I did. I hit another. There we go. All right. So I think I'll probably stick some of these on here just to show you. Like I said, you don't stick them. Don't really want to stick them right up on, where it's all the way on the material. You want to stick them where it's just that tip is catching it. And just a little bit of pressure, and they really hold this material down good. Trying to find a spot where there's no slat under there. Okay, so that That should do it. Let's see. Oh, I had you where you looking at my backside the whole time. Okay, now you can probably see those little things. And like I said, you can see I can run the head right over it because they're so small. Let me get this corner lined up here. All right, that looks close enough for government work right there. Let me frame it one time and see if it looks like that's going to work. It looks close enough for me. Let's see who. Okay. Alan says, Dave, how good is light burn at estimating the cut time on a CO2 gantry? Well, Alan, I don't know if it's just mine. I can't speak for other machines, but it is very accurate. And I've mentioned that in a couple of videos I've done, and even during this live stream. Um, there's been some times where I'll run a project and I'll say, okay, according to Lightburn, it's going to take this long. And it usually takes maybe just a few seconds longer. It's not dead nuts, but it's very accurate. And in fact, let's take a look. We'll just test it right here. This thing, what we're going to run now, the half the tree and the base, says it's going to take 6 minutes and 9 seconds. So if y'all will remember that, I will, let me make sure. Okay, I need to do. Well, okay, there we go. I just want to make sure I had the right step here. Okay. Rob Hampton's joining us. Says, oh, David, everyone, I'm late. Got the times mixed up. No worries, Rob. And Mike is here as well. How you doing, Mike? About to run a Christmas tree. If you want to scroll up, I think if you just got here, you can scroll up and see those links. But I put links further up in the chat if anybody wants any of these things that I've been talking about tonight. All right, let's see if we can run this first part of this tree here. I just thought of something. I'm going to double check the focus because I do this all the time. I'm real forgetful And most of the time it's because I'm always running the same material. But in this case, I was running that thinner material. Just so I needed to raise that focus up just a hair. Looks like it's cutting through anyway, but all right, I've got about 6 minutes and 9 seconds, I think, to chat with y'all before. JR says, in other news, I bought my forever saw with all the money I saved by never investing in crypto. A 3 horsepower saw stop. Awesome. Congratulations. And congratulations for not investing in crypto. uh, he says, watch your fingers. Yeah, that's, I always worry about getting complacent, knowing that if I had a saw stop and I knew that, all the hot dog tests I've seen and stuff like that, it just seems like you might, have a tendency to get complacent. So I've just, well, that and the price too, they're pretty pricey, but I've just never really wanted a saw stop. I kind of feel like the most important safety tool or safety thing you have in your shop is that thing between your ears. So I think that thing's doing right. Man, it sure does look awful smoky. I must have hit the fan one too many times and it shut back off. I think that's the second time I've done that. I may have to do what you talked about, Alan, is connecting it to something else and just turning it on and have it remember the thing that you were on, because I sit there and try to count clicks and count to 10 because I always run it all the way up. And if I miscount or something and hit 11, it shuts it back off. And that's what happened there. And you turn around and look, and it's like, man, the whole thing's full of smoke. All right, let's check the time here. We're at 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and it's already finished all the interior cuts, at least on the tree. And it's working its way around the little tree. Light burn time estimate is close on the fiber laser, but not spot on. Has to do with some of the machine settings. Yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe I just got lucky because, the settings I have are, has to have some effect on it. But I'd be willing to bet, since this thing said 6 minutes and 9 seconds, I'm going to guess that it takes 6 minutes and 20 seconds. And it's probably, let's go 6:15. I think it'll take 6 minutes and 15 seconds. That's only about 6 seconds longer than what the estimated was. Sean just joined us. Sean, I've got or maybe you already know about it, but I was talking earlier about, and you can see them if you look close, on that boxes.py website. There is a file called laser. They call it laser holdfast. It's basically kind of like a bench dog looking thing. And I cut a bunch of them today, and that's what I'm using now to hold the corners of this material down. And the cool thing is you can still frame around the outside, and it you know won't hit them because they're so low. And they just really do a good job. You stick them in a hole, and if you can see, I guess if you look up near the top part of that blank, you can see that they they're pretty long. They're probably an inch and a half long or so. But you just put that last, you know, 3/16 of an inch or so on the material and push it down just a little bit, and they really hold that bowed material down. Yeah, I hope that base, by me shrinking that circle up, I hope I didn't make it too small, and now it'll be wanting to fall over. But I think that'll be good enough. I know one thing I'm finding, you can't see it from any of these camera angles, but over leaning against the left hand side of the machine, I have gone through a bunch of material, but not all the way, and I'm saving all of it because just like this piece here, see how much room there's left on that to run some kind of other little widget, and all of the little dog paw ornaments and stuff I've been running out of drop. All right, let's see if this thing, yeah, looks like it did good. I've got my shop back over there, but I just never drag it out around here to suck up these little things that are too big to go down the crumb tray. Let's see if this. Oh yeah, that. I was just checking to see if that slides in there, so I think that's going to work pretty good. I don't know. Don't really need it on this one, I don't think, but I'll go ahead and stick it on here. Okay, let's let me put this view up here. Now I'm going to turn off that tree layer, turn off the base, and I'll turn this one back on. Okay. Let's see if I'll switch this back over here. We'll frame it again just to check, make sure. How is my mic doing tonight? Is it, everybody said it sounded good a while ago, but has it broke up any at all? Okay, Alan says 6 minutes, 15.91 seconds. It's still showing the time from that last run because I haven't cleared it out yet. It's showing 6 minutes and 17 seconds. So that's what I mean. It's just always within a few seconds. It's always a little longer, but not like, not like VCar Pro and stuff when it says something's going to take 20 minutes and you get out on your machine and it takes, an hour to do. All right, I think we're good to go with this. Hopefully this one will cut through just as good. I got everything set the same. So let's see. Let me check the time. We'll do a time on this one too. This one, 4 minutes and 58 seconds. That's what it says. Okay, the mic's hanging in there, I guess. I always worry that it's going to go out, and I'm not going to know it because I'm not looking down at that light. Okay, Sean says it's about time for some fresh ones. Are you talking about the little hold down things, Sean? Like I said, if you scroll up, you can find that link, or just go to boxes.py and search laser hold fast. That's what they call them. But I know that's what I will be using from now on because, one, they're easy to make out of scrap. I've already got probably a dozen of them run, and they just work great. And I like that I can clamp them down and still run the frame around the blank. And since my focus is 10.3 millimeters, it goes right over them. So Rob asks, could I use some metal fly mesh on top of the honeycomb to catch the very small bits? Well, I could use something like that, I guess. And whenever I talk about, like when I did the video the other day where I was doing the olive oil, and I was talking about in the video about how a lot of times you lose some parts because a lot of times they're really tiny, and when they drop through, they'll go through that honeycomb, and then sometimes in the crumb tray it's hard to tell which piece is which because there's a bunch of stuff in there. But I found that I don't really worry about it too much. Like when I'm like, for example, that Frosty, when I'm finished running it, I just stacked the frame part on top of the backer and then grabbed the pieces and just started filling them in. And I think there was probably 2 or 3 pieces that I was missing. And then even looking in the crumb tray, I couldn't find anything that looked like what I was missing. So it's just no big deal to go grab those vectors and just cut them again out of a piece of drop or something. So I've got where I really don't worry about it. I just try to get all the ones I can find, put them in place, And when you have that frame sitting on that backer board, you can then pick it up without everything falling apart. And then, you know, pull your picture up so that you can look at that and, you know, then you can sort the little pieces by what color. I've got another one. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know if there's any, I don't think there's anybody in the chat that would get triggered, but just in case there is, I'm not going to say what it is, but it's something I've got sitting in there on the counter that I cut the other day, but I haven't painted it yet. I'm going to be painting it soon. But I really, like I said, I enjoy this laser making all kinds of things, but I really like making those different things painting. That's kind of my little thing right now, I guess. I really like doing that just because they look so cool. And Omtech I got an email from them the other day, and they're doing some kind of a contest where they want people to submit their World Cup soccer inspired design. So I may try to find a, you know, if I can find the right graphics, and then do that same kind of technique with a soccer player and a soccer ball or something like that. I don't know. All right, let's see how this thing come out. Looks like it easily cut through. How are we doing on time anyway? I haven't looked at that. 52 minutes. Not too bad. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. I've got a couple, these stars remind me of flags. I've got a couple of flags I want to try to do too. I think those would turn out pretty cool. All right, let's see. Let me get the good old paper here so my camera doesn't freak out on me. Okay. Well, let's see if this is going to fit together. Well, how about that? Yeah, it even stands pretty good without the stand. Now, if I didn't mess the stand up, there we go. Oh, all right. There we go. Okay, of course, it's a little wobbly because I always try to add a thou or two to the slot. I want to make sure stuff fits and not have to be knocked together. But let's see, I guess you can see that. But I think that stand's going to work fine, even though I shrunk it up a little bit. And yeah, that turned out pretty good. So again, that was one of the files from that Amig.com, the one that Sean mentioned the other day. There we go. So yeah, the tree turned out pretty good. Not too bad. Let's see. Okay, Sean says thank you. Okay, so you got the link. I hope. Let me show those again, Sean. They're let me go ahead and cut some of that stuff off. Well, yeah, this is I mean, they just look like a little mini bench dog, and they work fantastic. When I first saw them, I thought, probably won't work any better than those T-shaped things. But then when I cut a few of them and I tried it, I'm like, holy crap, these things really work good. Because that the way that's cut, at an arc like that, and you push down, it flexes just a little bit, holds that corner down. Really does a great job doing that. So JR says there's times when I see stuff like Dave's laser and all your guys' other stuff, I'm just amazed still have access to high-tech tools that we all have. That laser is super cool. Yes, it is. I just have so much fun out here playing around with it, making this or that. And I might have told you this story before, but way back when, before I was even doing the CNC thing, way back when, I had a guy that wanted to go into business with me, kind of a side gig, and we'd go in together and buy a laser. Well, we went, I think it was in Gainesville, Georgia or somewhere. There was an Epilogue dealer. Well, as you might guess, even way back then, Epilogues were like, I forget how much that thing was. I want to say it was like $20,000 or $25,000 or something. It was nice. It was sure enough nice, but man, I thought, nah, I'm not going to do that. But now I think about if I had done that, if I had gone in with that guy and done the laser thing, who knows? I might not have ever messed with CNC stuff. But anyway, I sure am happy to have this laser here. Thanks to good old Omtech for sending me one, and hopefully I can get influence a few people to buy one, because that's what they're counting on. So hopefully I can, that's what I'm trying to do, rather than just trying to pitch how great a machine it is and show you how to do upgrades and all that stuff. I'm just trying to show people what cool stuff you can make from somebody who doesn't even know what they're doing. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. Well, I guess we're right here at an hour. That's probably the best I've ever timed that stuff. I guess we'll get out of here. Yeah, let me lean over and now you can get a better shot of that tree. Still not very big, but I could cut one a lot bigger if I had bigger blanks, but I just tried to max out what would fit in that blank, and that'd be a good little tree. That'd be my little tree, me and Jack. That'd be our tree, because I haven't had a tree up. I think I've had a tree up since I moved here in this house. Let's see, how long ago has it been? 15 years ago. I think I've had a tree one time, but they're just too much trouble, especially with dogs, big dogs. Real trees or even artificial trees and big dogs don't work too good. I think that one might be okay. I can set it up on something. So I'll probably get out go buy me some green spray paint or something and paint that one up, and that'll be my little tree. All right. Well, I guess we're going to get out of here. If anybody wants to do the after show thing, just let me know. Facebook Messenger, send me the thing Messenger, and I will send you a link because I'm out here for a little while anyway, shutting stuff off and all that. So trying to straighten up a little bit before I go in. So if y'all want to do that, just send me a messenger through Facebook, and that's how I'll send the link. So until the next time, I guess we'll see y'all next Wednesday. If I can hit the right button. No, wait a minute. I don't even know where I'm at. There I am. Okay, here we go. All right. Good night, everybody. And let me know if you want to do the after thing. I'll see you in a little bit.